Alright, hello everyone, I'm Clark Towson, CEO of INTJ Billing and manager of Spotswood Trailers. In this video today I'd like to talk a little bit about the trailer yard and how it was a garden before and how it's a trailer yard now. So I'd like to talk a little bit about that. So the subject of this video today is from garden to trailer yard, how I moved from non-compliance to full TRZ2 compliance. Now, here at Spotswood Trailers, people may be wondering, you the viewer might be wondering, okay, how my activation of 7 Cullen Court fits within the TRZ2, remember, TRZ2, Principal Road Network, zoning that's applied to the site. Well, the answer is simple. My current use, which is a professionally operated, secure trailer hire yard, isn't just compliant with TRZ2, it's more compliant than the previous use of the land. Okay, and why is that? On screen now, there's the previous use of the land. As you can see, it was an overgrown mess of a quote-unquote garden. Here's the use of the land now, which is clearly transport related. So let's talk a little bit more about the previous use. An overgrown, weed-filled mess of a garden. So before activation, the block was used by my family as a garden, and we didn't manage it, we didn't look after it. It was an overgrown, weed-filled space. Now this can be kind of expected of homeowners who don't care about gardening. You know, there's a lot of people who don't care about gardening. Nobody in my family seemed to care very much about gardening, including myself, up until a point. Right? Now clearly, an overgrown mess of a garden is not a transport use, right? So therefore, the previous use did not align with the purpose of TRZ2 as set out in the Hobson's Bay planning scheme and the Victorian planning provisions, the VPP. TRZ2 zoning exists to facilitate transport related use. Here's a transport related use, right? Trailers. Transport related uses. Other examples: depots, yards, parking facilities and related activities. Now a garden may be pleasant, or in my case before it was an overgrown mess, but it's not a transport use, is it? Right? So I was non-compliant before, had a weed-filled mess of a garden, clearly with no transport purpose, which did not advance the objectives of TRZ2 in any way. Here we are now. I've got a trailer hire yard which is fully compliant with TRZ2. It's got a clear transport purpose consistent with TRZ2. We've got professional operations and site management. We've got improved safety, presentation and community benefit. The current use, trailer hire facility. They activated the site in April of 2025 as a trailer hire facility. I invested in secure infrastructure, as you can see, stainless steel bollards, lockable chains, GPS tracked trailers. I invested in accessibility upgrades, curb ramps. You can see the curb ramps there, okay? Curb ramps are for safe trailer entry and exit onto the land. Site presentation I invested in. Neat, well-maintained services and landscaping. Live security, you can see the camera pole there with the camera on it. High definition CCTV with live streaming. Spotswood Trailers website, there's a live stream, all right, not from that camera but from another camera that runs 24 hours a day. Now, my use case here is not only consistent with the letter of TRZ2 zoning, but with its spirit and its public purpose. Remember, TRZ2, in brief, Transport Zone 2. It exists to facilitate transport-related uses and infrastructure, depots, yards, parking facilities, so on and so forth, ensuring that the land is used in a way that supports transport outcomes. And why does this matter? Why does this all matter, Clark? Tell me. Well, the planning system is designed to encourage land uses that match zoning intent. So in my case, before we had an old use, which was a weed-filled garden, which was completely non-compliant with TRZ2, and we've got a new use, trailer hire, which is compliant with TRZ2. It's transport. Right? Now, by activating the block for trailer hire, I have increased alignment with zoning purpose. I've improved the site safety and presentation, and I've also delivered a community benefit by providing affordable, accessible trailer hire. Let's talk a bit about the enforcement paradox. So any suggestion that my activation of the site constitutes a quote-unquote change of use requiring enforcement would mean that the Hobsons Bay Council prefers a non-compliant, weed-filled mess of a garden in a transport zone over a fully compliant, well-managed transport use. Now that position is not only inconsistent with the objectives of TRZ2, so it's not consistent with the objectives of TRZ2, but it's also contrary to good planning practice and common sense. Another thing, as I've said before, I've not changed the use. Okay, it was a garden before, it's a trailer hire block now. Some might say, oh Towson, you've changed the use. No, all I've done is I've activated the TRZ2 zoning properties. Okay, that's all I've done. The zoning has always been TRZ2. I'm trying to find out when that was applied to the property. No change of use, it's merely an activation under TRZ2. Let's wrap this video up. So, my activation demonstrates what zoning is supposed to achieve. The right use in the right place for the right reasons. And the result of all this is a site that looks better, functions better, and finally lives up to the transport purpose that the zone was created for. Here at Spotswood Trailers, I'm proud to be setting this example. All right.